When we when we use the term as list, we mean that it is going to be collection of items, objects, or data. And these items or objects will be represented in a sequential manner. Then, coming down to the first one, that is a linear list. You can see that linear list is having again three categories there. It has stack, it has queue, and it has linked list. Now this stack, queue, and linked list are your units. Okay, they are your third, fourth, and fifth unit. So in detail, we are going to study again what is a stack, what is a queue, what is a linked list, then how can we use them in our programming languages, how can you manipulate them, that is, how can you store data, how can you access the data, and what is the main purpose of creating these stacks, queues, or linked list. So now in brief, we will just understand the concepts here. So what could be a linear list? A linear list is one wherein the values are arranged in a linear fashion. So what do you mean by values are arranged in a linear fashion? As I said, they are going to be arranged sequentially one after another. They will be continuous. There is not going to be any gap in between. Then let us move to the first one, that is a stack. Okay, so stack again, since it is a type of list, a linear list, it is going to be what? It is going to be a list of elements. It is going to contain elements. Now in stack, you need to understand two things here. Okay, we are going to insert the element and delete the element. Let us look at the diagram. This portion that you can see that is displayed on the screen is representation of a stack. Okay, stack is usually represented in this manner. The first one, you can see the empty stack here. It is shown like this. This is a stack. Now the top portion you see is open. It is not closed, but have a look at the bottom portion here. The bottom portion of the stack is closed. So this portion where it is open is called as top of the stack. It is top of the stack. And remember, top of the stack is open here and the bottom is closed. Now look at the top here. I have written stack and I have written 1, 2, comma 3. Okay. So what are these 1, 2, and 3? These are elements. These are the elements that I want to store in my stack. So the list of these elements can exceed, I mean, it can go up to n number of elements. So for our understanding currently, we'll just take 3 elements. Now I told you that top of the stack is this portion wherein you are allowed to insert an element or delete an element. Have a look at the slide. So what it is telling you, element insertion and deletion only from top of the stack. So you saw in the diagram that here is the Microsoft Word visible? Students, I'm waiting for acknowledgement. Is the screen of Microsoft Word visible? Sorry for the interruption. There is some issue with the internet. Are you able to see the screen where the stack diagram is displayed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we saw the first point, second point of the PPT, which said that element insertion can take place from top of the stack. Yes, because the bottom of the stack is closed. So there is only one place wherein you are able to insert or wherein you are able to delete the elements. By elements, we mean the data here. The data that is currently stored here is 1, 2, 3. I haven't specified any data type because we will study that in detail when we come to the chapter. Now assume I need to insert the element 1. So from where will I be inserting? From which end of the stack will I be inserting the element 1? I will definitely be trying to insert it from the top portion, that is from here. Then have a look at the next point here, what it says. Performs two operations, push and pop. Now these terms are specific. Okay, they are defined with these terms and they have a specific meaning. So you instead of making use of the terms push and pop, you cannot use any other terms when it comes to stack. Now what are the two operations here? What do we mean by these two operations? Push, what does push mean? Adds an element. And what does pop mean? Removes an element. So let us go back. So I am going to insert the first element. The first element here is 1. So I am going to insert it from top of the stack. And what is that operation called? What is the operation of trying to insert an element in the stack called? It is called as push. Whenever I want to add elements in my stack, that operation is called as push. And from which end does this operation take place? It is going to take place from the top of the stack. Now once we have inserted the element 1, now tell me which two elements are left. Are you able to understand? Are you following what I am trying to tell you?
2 and
Yes,
3.
ma'am.
Shall I repeat?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, repeat.
Yes, I will repeat once again. Okay, we are studying the next. Let us go back to the slide. With the help of the slide, we'll do it. Okay. We are here. We are in the non-primitive part and we are in the second one. We are for the list now. So list contains of two types. You have linear list and you have non-linear list. Now we are going to study linear list. List is basically a collection of items. And when I say linear list, what the word linear is, what it means, they are in sequence. They are one behind another. Okay. So they are going to be continuous, like A, B, C, D, or they want to be 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I'm not talking about the order here, like 1, 2, not like this. They could also be 4, 2, 1, 0, but they are one behind another in a line there. So that is what is called as linear list. So in linear list you study three types. You have stack, queue, and linked list. Let us move to the first one, which is stack. So again, stack is collection of elements. So now elements could be anything. They could be alphabets, they could be your digits, or they could be alphanumeric also. Next thing, what is this stack going to help us for? You can insert the element or delete the elements from top of the stack. So for that, let us have a look at this particular structure or the diagram. Now pay attention. You only observe the first diagram here, only this one. So this is like a bucket here. Okay, this structure is called as a stack. This structure is called as a stack, which is like a bucket. Now if you visualize the bucket, you know that the top portion of the bucket is open, right? And the bottom portion of the bucket is closed. So this stack is also similar. Top portion here is empty, it is open, and the bottom portion is locked or it is closed. So if you visualize a bucket, and if you need to put certain elements, say you are trying to put in certain, you have some balls, you are trying to put the balls inside those bucket. So from which particular portion are you going to try to fill the bucket there? or if you have to fill in water in the bucket, so from which particular side are you going to fill the bucket?
From the top.
From the top. Obvious, no, because the bottom portion is closed. There is no possible way that from the bottom of the bucket you will be trying to insert elements into it. So the same thing is here. Stack is what? Top is open. This portion is called as the top portion. And only from this end we can insert the elements or we can delete the elements. Now visualize what I'm going to tell. You have a bucket and you have 5 elements with you. You have a water bottle, you have a ball, you have a mobile phone, you have a mobile charger. Okay. And the last thing is you have a mug. Which are the 5 items I told? You have, who remembers which are the 5 items? Pay attention. Which are the 5 items I said? I told you to visualize. You have a bucket and you have 5 items with you. You have what? A mobile phone, you have a ball, you have a charger, you have a mug, and
Mug.
what? Yes, and one more item,
Water bottle.
and water bottle. Correct. Now,
Bottle.
your first task is that I'm going to ask you to insert the water bottle. So from which particular end are you going to insert? You're going to place that water
Top.
bottle. Yes, you're going to place
Top.
from the top section. That is from the top portion there. You place your water bottle. Next, I will ask you to put the second element. For me, the second element, I'll say you insert your charger. Again, from the top only, you will insert it. Now I'll ask you to insert another item there. I will ask you to insert mobile phone. Again from the top section only you will insert. Now I'm going to ask you to remove it. Let the other 2 elements be outside. Now I want you to remove the elements which we inserted. Which are the elements that you inserted? 3 elements we inserted.
Water bottle, charger, and
And
charger and
water bottle,
Mobile.
charger, and mobile. 3 things we inserted. Now, if I need to take the items outside, okay, from again, which side am I going to insert them? I'm going to take them out. Again, from the top section only. So, the same concept we will understand here. I hope this
Top.
visualization is understood.
Yes, ma'am.
All of
Yes,
you,
ma'am.
Yes.
come back
Yes,
from
ma'am.
come back
Ma'am.
from the visualization now. Open your eyes and have a look at the screen. Okay. We have 3 elements here. We have 3 elements, 1, 2, and 3. Now, initially I'm going to ask you to insert the element 1 in the stack. So we will be inserting it from this top portion and we have placed 1. Okay. We are left now with 2 more elements, 2 and 3. Then I'll ask you to insert the element 2. 2 also goes inside again from the top section. Then you're left with only one item, that is 3. I'll ask you to insert 3 also. 3 is again placed inside the bucket or is placed inside the stack. Now the task of putting elements inside the bucket or the task of adding elements or the task of inserting the elements in the stack is called as push operation. You will not see technically, when we are going to code it, we will make use of the terms like push. We will not say insert or we will not say we are adding elements. They mean the same. But this more specific definite term that they have used for this particular stack is push. So what is a push operation? Yes,
adding the element to the
adding the elements to the stack. So have a look here. Performs 2 operations. Push adds an element. From where does the addition take place? From the top of the stack. Now we have inserted the elements. We need to remove it. Okay, from the bucket we are going to take the items out again. So now I told you the order, okay? Did you remember the order? Again, visualize. We had a bucket, then we inserted. What did we insert? A water bottle, a charger, and a mobile phone. Is the order correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
Huh. Okay. The thing is, I'm older to you all. I tend to forget. So you people should remember. Now tell me, which is the last item that we put inside the bucket?
Phone.
Mobile phone.
Mobile phone. Mobile. Correct.
Mobile.
Now, when I ask you, okay, see, I am not going to specify now. I am not going to specify to you that remove mobile phone or remove the water bottle. I am just going to say remove the item. Now, when I say remove the item, it means by default that the last item that you inserted, the last item that you put in the bucket, the last item that you kept inside the bucket was the mobile phone. So by default, it means that you should take out the last item only, and it is the mobile phone. Once the mobile phone is out, we are now left with again two items. It is the water bottle and the charger. Now, whose turn it is to come out when I say remove an item?
Charger.
Yes, very good. It is the charger's turn now to come outside the bucket. Then we are left now only with the water bottle. And when I say remove again, it means that now water bottle has to come out. So by this, what we understand here, come back again to this particular Word document here. Now we have inserted, and that operation is called push. Next, we shall understand the pop operation. Pop means removing an item. Okay, pop basically means removing an item from the stack. So remove an item means what? We have to remove the item that was last inserted. The last inserted item here in the stack was which element? It was the element 3. So first 3 will come out, then 2 will come out, and then 1 will come out. Next, you observe this term here. Observe the term LIFO. LIFO. All of these data structures, linear data structures, that is a linear list, have some order. Okay. See, you could have a doubt now. If this order, if I don't tell you the last point here, that is works on LIFO order, last in, first out. I will tell you what is that. So suppose I do not mention this. Some of you must have got the doubt. No, why that ma'am is saying that first mobile phone only should come out? Because you have just placed the elements inside. Maybe when you just put the hand, you will just first you'll remove the water bottle. That is not going to happen in stack, because stack works on a particular order. That is a rule, or it is a protocol. What is the rule here? How they should follow? Last in, first out, and the first letter of each of these words, L, I, F, and O, is called as LIFO. What does this last in, first out mean? The element that you inserted last. Okay. Come back to the visualization again. A bucket is there. We put in 3 elements. We have completed a push operation. And the push operation, first item we put was the water bottle. Then I put the charger. And then I put the speaker. Correct? Were these the 3 items that I put inside the bucket first time? Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Did I put the speaker? Was speaker there in the list of elements?
No, ma'am.
Then
No, ma'am.
I'm waiting for your response. Which was the element? Mobile phone. Correct?
Mobile phone.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So you remember that whenever they say stack in data structures, whenever they say a stack, you should first thing that should come up to your mind is the order. That is the rule on which it will work. Last in, first out. The last item that we placed inside a bucket was the mobile phone. So that is going to be the first item that is going to come out. Last in means the last element that you put in your bucket or you put in the stack. First out means that is going to be the first item that will come out. Now you will understand this properly if you again have a look here at this diagram. Okay. See, we inserted 1, 2 and 3. In now the order you can see here is first element we inserted is 1, 2 and 3. So if I ask you to take any particular item out, like I say 1, how are you going to operate this? Since there is no space left, you visualize it like this, okay? Since there is no place left here and we have placed the items one behind another, we have not placed it in a circle or we have not just put them randomly. We have placed it one behind another, which means they are standing one behind another. So if I have to take an item out of my bucket or if I have to take an item out of my stack, it is going to be the last element that I put inside. And the last element that I put inside was number 3. So first 3 is going to come out. Irrespective whether you want to take any other element out, it will not happen. So I want to take 3 out. Now tell me which are the 2 elements that are left inside our stack once I take out 3?
2 and 1.
2 and 1. So again if I say that I want to pop an element, what does pop mean? Pop is going to come out. It is going to jump out. So pop means removing an element. So if I have, now I'll tell you, class 1B remove, class 2B pop an element. Which is going to be the element that is going to pop?
3.
No, we removed 3 already.
2.
See, we removed 3 already. Now we are left with 2 items, that is 1 and 2. Now again I say pop, 2 will come out. Then again I say pop, again 1 is going to come out. So this is the concept of a stack. Shall I repeat it once again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, briefly, quickly, you understand now? Okay, and concentrate properly so that if any part you need again repetition, I will do that so you can tell me. In a flow we will go now. Now we are going to study the first kind of a linear list. So to understand a list, or to understand rather I will say a linear list, okay? Linear means standing one behind another. So stack is a kind of a linear list. So the moment I say stack, you should first recall its order, or you should first recall its protocol. You should recall what rule is applied to a stack. How does this stack work? On which rule does it work? So the order for a stack is going to be LIFO. What is the full form of LIFO?
Last in, first out.
Last in, first out.
Yes, it stands for last in, first out. Then, what is the meaning of LIFO? By LIFO, we mean that the last element that we put inside is the first element to come out. Again, I will help you visualize this so that you can relate it, okay? Now, you imagine your classroom. Now, in the classroom, we will say that 3 students are going to enter. Now, the 3 students that will enter in the classroom is going to be Achal Korvi. You have to remember, okay? Achal Korvi is going to enter. She is going to be the first student to enter the class. The second student to enter the class will be Anandita. And the third student to enter your class will be Prajwal. Remember the order here. Who is the first student to enter the class? Achal. Second student, you have to stand in a line now. You people are standing in a line. So first is Achal, second is Anandita, and third one is Prajwal. So when I say push, your classroom here is basically a stack. And the door of your classroom is going to be the top of the stack, because that is the only section from wherein students can enter the class, and that is the only section from where students can leave the class. Then we have 3 students or 3 elements or 3 data items for that particular stack of classroom. So now when I say push, what is push meaning? Push means that I want to insert an element into my stack, or push means that I want a student to come inside the classroom. So the moment I say push, you should first apply the rule. The rule here is what? Last in, first out. So now 3 students are there here. In random order, they can't go. Okay, I can't say Prajwal will go in first. I told you the order. The sequence I have told you. The sequence is Achal. So when I say push, Achal gets inside the class. Next time when I say push, who is going to get inside the class? It is going to be Anandita. Third time when I say push, Prajwal will enter the class. So now our push operation, that is insertion of data elements or insertion of information into the stack, is over. So our classroom contains 3 students. It is going to be Achal, first girl, second Anandita, and third is Prajwal. This much is understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we will come to the next part. We have inserted. Our task now is to take those students out. I want you all to go home now. Enough of sitting in the classroom. So the task that is going to happen now when I say come out, it is going to be pop. I'm asking you to pop out. Okay. Jump outside that particular classroom. So you have to come out from that door which is there, and that door is top of the stack. So now when I say pop, see, I will not specify. Whenever we say pop, no, I will not specify, because by default it is understood that pop means the last item that was inserted, the last student that went inside. So who was the last student that went inside the classroom?
Prajwal.
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 So the CR of the class is the first person to go home. He is the first person to leave the college. So Prajwal is going to pop out. He is going to jump out. Now, which are the 2 more elements or 2 more data students left inside a classroom? We have Achal and we have Anandita. Now, the moment I say pop again this rule is applied. That is LIFO, last in, first out. Now, who was the last person to enter class after Prajwal?
Anandita.
Anandita is going to wake up from her dreams and her sleep in the classroom, and she goes back home. So she pops out of the classroom. Now we are left with only one item, that is one data who is present inside your class, and that is Achal. So the moment I say pop again, Achal is happy. Nobody else is there. I'm the only person. Teacher has given me the permission. I will pop out and go home. So this rule, last in, first out, should always be applied only and only to stacks, because your other data structures, that is a list, linear list that you have, queues and linked list, they will follow again different rule. Only stacks will follow last in, first out. So this is the concept, the overview of the stack. Okay, we are going to implement these in terms of programs. So for that, you need to have a understanding of the concept. Did you now understand properly what is a stack?
Yes, ma'am.
If
Yes,
any,
ma'am.
yes, if anyone wishes any repetition, don't feel how many times you should ask the same thing. We have ample amount of time here. Let me know which of the part of this stack you have not understood. I will repeat once again. So I will wait here for another some time till you ask me your doubts. Meanwhile, others can drop in your attendance. Let me know, anyone. Unmute your mics and ask the doubt, whatever doubts you have. See, remember these concepts, okay? Because by the time you reach your third and fourth unit, no, you will forget what is a stack and what is queue. Maybe you will tend to confuse. It is bound to happen. Even when we were students, even we were a little confused. But then, since I have repeated this, I have given you examples to relate. So you should, with the help of that particular concept, you should be able to at least tell the concept. So that programmingly, I will teach you how we can implement this. So you have journal programs also on this stack queue and linked list. So we have studied only the first one. So remember the concepts thoroughly till we come to third, fourth and fifth unit. So no doubts? Anyone?
No, ma'am.
Okay, that's good. So I will end my session here. We will continue with the next two more items in the linear list, and then we will come back to those files, trees, and graphs. And then I will ask you towards the end, after teaching the concept, how could you define what are primitive and what are non-primitive data structures.